Thanks to our studio audience for joining us today on Delmarva Life. To find out how you can become a member of our studio audience, visit delmarvalife.com and click on the show tab or call that number on your screen, 443-880-9116. Ladies, we all love our diamonds and pearls and rubies. Let's be honest, any jewelry. And some of the most beautiful jewelry on the market is estate jewelry. Not sure what estate jewelry is? It's any piece of jewelry that was previously owned. And joining us today to give us a better understanding is Charles Koski, owner of Chardon Ltd Fine Jewelry and Gifts in Georgetown. Thank you for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you for having me, Lisa.
So the first question, why is estate jewelry so popular?
Well, because jewelry is an accessory to fashion. So when a style becomes popular again, people seek out those baubles, as we like to term them, to accessorize their clothing.
Oh, okay. Now, you actually do estate appraisal. Tell me about that.
Estate appraisals are for a couple different reasons. One would be if you were to plan your estate to bequeath your belongings to your loved ones or your friends. Another would be to for you to be able to have inherited items that you want to know a little bit more about. The other items would be for you to ensure if you were going to plan to protect those valuable items that you've inherited. And then lastly, for you to be prepared in the event that you should experience a catastrophic loss, in the event that there should be a fire perhaps, and you would really want to know exactly what it is that you are protecting or that you have to protect.
Right, right. Now you brought some jewelry in to show us today. Tell us what you got here.
Well, here, on this neck right here is probably the one item that is probably the most confusing for people to be able to identify. Oftentimes, women receive pearls or things that they believe are their pearls because their grandmother has worn them for many, many years, and they bring them in because they may require restringing or they're not too sure about the condition, so they bring them in for us to evaluate them. So in this particular case, what we can do is to help that customer identify the item by evaluating it, and we use a couple different methods to do that. And primarily, the first one would be to examine it well, and usually underneath magnification, so that we can identify what the surface looks like. Because pearls are a natural item, there's some telltale signs that we use to indicate whether they're a natural product or a man-made product.
Right, and these right here, real or not? These
are not real, surprisingly, and they look as though they may be real. They are knotted in the middle of each one of the beads, and that oftentimes would indicate that it potentially could be real, but not always. They look very much like a natural pearl might to the untrained eye.
Right.
But with a little quick evaluation, we can usually indicate to the customer.
What are you looking for to tell?
Well, the first thing that we look at underneath magnification, and to the layperson, an item like this, as small as a little, what we call a loop, will help you to aid in being able to look more closely at the surface of the pearl.
Okay. Because
it's a natural product, it's not always going to be perfect.
All right. So what are other ways that you evaluate jewelry? I know that you have a magnet there.
We do have a magnet. So if you're out and about and you want to go to an estate sale, or you have some items that you've inherited, one of the easiest ways to identify what the metal may be is to take a magnet with you, and you could rub it over the surface of the metal, and if it were to stick to the magnet, then you know that it's not a precious metal.
Oh, okay, so that's something easy you could do while you're out shopping.
Sure.
All right, why would I need an estate appraisal?
Well, for two particular reasons. One would be so that you can insure those items. Now, not every item that you have in your wardrobe requires an appraisal, but that perhaps you would just need a verbal opinion about what the worth might be. You can consult with your attorney and then also with your insurance company for them to provide you with what their requirements may be for you to be able to protect those precious items.
Okay. And also you were saying when you're planning your will, that? It's good for that?
It's terrific for that because you want to make sure that it's going to be equitable to those people that you love, and you want to make sure that you're aware of what the potential value of those items may be, whether it be real or not real. And although the jewelry doesn't necessarily have to be real to be valuable, and that's a fine point that a lot of people miss, is that just because it is not of real metal, real gold, doesn't necessarily mean that it's inexpensive.
Oh, okay.
Because some fine costume designer jewelry is very highly sought after today and highly collected, so it could also be valuable.
All right, so much more information that you can offer, and of course we can't get to all of it today, but I want to thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much. Still to come on Delmarva Life, do you find yourself nodding off by noon, sipping that coffee to try to stay awake? Helpful hints for a better night's rest. But next, do you want to get cash for all your scrap metal you have lying around? When we come back, a visit to Midshore Recycling, the items you can get off your hands and make some extra money in the process. But first, here's a handy how-to from Rachel Ray.
Guys, I often give you double-duty tips, but I rarely get them out of the liquor cabinet. Yeah, this one is a double-duty use for vodka. Heads up, you do want to use the cheapest vodka, not the top shelf stuff. But did you know that a little vodka goes a long way whether you're cleaning chrome in your bathroom, fine porcelain, or even just getting perfectly spotless glassware? And yes, guys, it does dry odorless.